Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another super episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. So, as most of you already know, I'm certain, a Supergirl series is apparently in development through Warner Brothers Television, and it, according to E! Online, has already been pitched to the CW. The idea, obviously they haven't filmed anything, they haven't cast anything, but they're working on the script, they're working on the idea, and according to E! Online, the CW has already turned it down. This bothers me because I've never really thought of the CW as a quality entertainment network. They did produce Smallville, they did have that on their air, and they do now have Arrow, and they have The Flash coming up. Greg Berlanti, who produces Arrow, is supposedly going to be the producer of the Supergirl show, and he says he's very excited to find out where it's going to land and where its home will be. Now, this report came after the E! Online report saying that the CW has already declined to be interested. Greg Berlanti then said that they haven't yet gone to the network. So I'm not sure exactly what is true, because if they had already gone to the CW and they had already declined the idea, then you would think Greg Berlanti would say, well, we were thinking of the CW, but we haven't gone to the other networks yet. But saying that we haven't gone to the networks yet could mean we haven't gone to any other networks, just because the assumption would be that with the success that has happened on CW in the past for WB television, that would be the initial place that they would land. And if they have gone to it and the CW has turned it down, this perturbs me, because I don't think, as I've said many, many times, Smallville was particularly a great quality show. It started off really strong, and I'm currently in the middle of restarting my Arrow watching. I watched the Arrow pilot when it aired in 2012, and it didn't catch me enough to continue. I thought it was fine, but now I'm watching it, and I've watched 5 episodes in about 2 days, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think that the quality is actually more advanced than the Smallville quality, although I will say that the first 2 or 3 seasons of Smallville I thought were great, and that's when after it started to fall apart. But now they've had a lot of experience. Arrow is going really well. They're bringing the Flash to the screen. The Flash looks a little sillier, a little jokier, and a little younger skewed. And my understanding of the CW is that one of their primary targets is like 14-year-old girls and younger. And then, of course, women. Everybody wants to get the coveted women moviegoer, TV-goer to watch. And I think that that's one of the hardest demographics to even get interested in television, science fiction, fantasy, comic books. Now with the advent of Facebook and everything over the years, I have certainly met a lot more female comic fans, female superhero fans than I was aware existed. So it's a good thing if they can come up with some female-skewed television series to, keep females watching TV. And I would think that Supergirl, for the 14 and younger and for the women categories, would be a great subject, as she is a powerful, strong-willed girl who would then be the star of her own TV show. The issue that I have with a Supergirl show is that generally Supergirl is heavily tied in with the Superman mythos. She's a thought of after character. After Superman came, they said, well, wouldn't it be cool if we had a girl character? Then we could sell comic books to girls that was really Superman in a skirt. So they created Supergirl. And in the beginning, that's really all she was, the female version of Supergirl. She's had a lot of incarnations since, although with the advent of the New 52 and a little bit before that, there hasn't really been a good Supergirl comic book in quite some time. So I'd like to see that get better, and I'm told that that's going to happen in the New 52 comic books. And I loved her appearances on the Justice League, and I loved her appearances on the Superman animated show. I loved the way it was handled. I also love the Batman, Superman, Supergirl story, where they went to Apocalypse, and she became kind of infatuated with Darkseid due to magics or something like that. And then they made a movie of it as well, and it was really, really good. So there are a lot of good things that can be done. The question being, normally, it seems like DC leaves their other characters out in terms of movie characters. Now, The Flash was introduced on the Green Arrow series, which is called Arrow, and he's now going to have a spin-off series. But to have a Supergirl series, you would think Superman would need to be involved in some way or another, as he came first. But I'd be interested to see how they're going to handle it without his involvement. Usually, when there's a movie franchise going on, the WB television and the WB movie divisions are usually separate entities and somehow and for some reason don't work well together and don't entertain the thought of somehow combining. Marvel's doing it really well. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has already had crossovers from a number of the characters from the movie universe, so why not? They're bringing Peggy Carter to the screen, the small screen. She started in Captain America. I believe Captain America's been on the series. I believe Thor's been on the series. Certainly Nick Fury has been on the series, so I'm not sure why WB can't seem to get their two divisions to work together, but maybe that'll be something that they'll go for in the future, as they are seemingly copying Marvel's blueprint for movies and now possibly for television. So I guess I hope it comes to series, but I would like to see Superman tie-ins if that were the case. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.